Hi viewers, I'm Tuyo Day. This is the second episode of the Evolution of Rambo. Today I'll be focusing on Rambo First Blood Part 2. Rambo First Blood Part 2 is the 1985 sequel to the 1982 hit First Blood. Sylvester Stallone reprises his role as John Rambo. The critical acclaim and commercial success of First Blood gave Sylvester Stallone the opportunity to play other roles outside the Rocky movies. But it was this movie, Rambo First Blood Part 2, that turned Rambo into an American icon. The success of this movie inspired countless of action-adventure movies set in Vietnam, parody movies, and video games. This movie grossed $150 million in the US and $300 million worldwide, making it the most successful Rambo movie. In the end of First Blood, former US Army John Rambo is arrested for the crimes he committed in Hope, Washington. He's sentenced to 8 years hard labor in prison. In the beginning of Rambo First Blood Part 2, it is set 3 years later, and we see Rambo still in prison. He is visited by his old commanding officer, Colonel Samuel Trotman, once again played by Richard Crenna. Trotman gives Rambo a chance to go on a mission for the US government. If he's successful, his remaining 5-year sentence will be suspended and Rambo will walk away a free man. Rambo's mission is to go back to Vietnam to see if there's any missing American soldiers. One government official, Marshal Murdoch, played by the late character actor Charles Napier, is hoping that Rambo won't find any missing American soldiers in Vietnam. But once Rambo does, Murdoch orders his soldiers not to rescue Rambo and to leave him to die in Vietnam. Now Rambo is stranded in Vietnam and he has to fight all the Viet Cong soldiers. He also has to fight off the entire Russian soldiers who are in cahoots with the Viet Cong. When this movie was released on May 22nd, 1985, critics slammed it. They ripped the movie apart, giving it such a negative response. But it didn't stop the audience from going to see it. They all loved it. I think what made Rambo First Blood Part 2 such an iconic movie is that at that time, America was in a Cold War with the Russians, and American audience loved seeing Rambo taking on the entire Russian army. Now, I first saw this movie in 1986, right after I saw First Blood. I enjoyed the movie as much as I enjoyed First Blood. Sylvester Stallone gave another great performance as John Rambo. He made that character such an icon, like he did with Rocky Balboa. Richard Crenna, who reprised his role as Colonel Sam Trotman, gives a great performance. His presence in the Rambo movies is always the best thing. His character is a father figure to Rambo, always making sure that Rambo doesn't get into trouble, and when he does, he makes sure that Rambo gets out of trouble. I loved seeing Richard Crenna play that character. It is one of his most memorable roles of the 1980s. Joining Sylvester Stallone and Richard Crenna in the second installment of the Rambo franchise are Charles Napier as the corrupt government official Murdoch, Steven Berkoff as the sadistic Russian Colonel Podolsky, Juliet Nixon as Cole, the Vietnamese agent who helps Rambo locate the missing American soldiers in Vietnam, and Martin Cove as Erickson, the helicopter pilot who, under the orders of Modoc, leaves Rambo stranded in Vietnam. If you viewers have not seen Rambo First Blood Part 2, I urge you to see this movie and the follow-up sequels before you go to the movies to see Rambo Last Blood. It has great action sequences, memorable moments, and the cinematography filmed by Jack Cardiff is the most beautiful shot I have ever seen in a movie. Jerry Goldsmith, who did the musical score for First Blood, returns to score for Rambo First Blood Part 2, and the music is brilliant. I love listening to it. I listen to it on YouTube and my CD. James Cameron, the director of Terminator and Titanic, co-wrote the script with Sylvester Stallone. What a great collaboration between James Cameron and Sylvester Stallone. That's all I have in this video. Join me on my next episode of the Evolution of Rambo, where I'll be discussing Rambo 3, the 1988 third installment. This is Tuyo Gidimbe, signing off.